Good day, everyone. Thank you for joining me. This is Ibrahim Diallo with episode 2 of how to create a website from scratch. If you haven't watched the first part already, I highly recommend you do. Basically, in the previous episode, we created the first page of our website. We started completely from scratch. The first step was to actually write a blog post since we're building a blog. So we wrote it from scratch using HTML and CSS, and then we created the whole page to have a concept. We did a fairly little, like a very simple design and uh, a single page basically. So if you only had one thing to say, you can upload that page on your website and that's it. Of course, we haven't looked at the part where we actually upload it, but that's coming too. We're gonna do one piece at a time. First was to create some content. Now, on today's episode, we're going to create a little more content because we have one complete page. We need to have a second one. Let's say if we wanted to add a second blog post. So we're going to create the second page, and then from there, we're going to see how we can work with navigation and moving around from one to the other. And also, we're going to see like having an extra page, like the About Us page, something to talk about yourself. Anyway. Okay, enough with that. So let's get started. Okay, so we're starting today with our little logo that we didn't do the last time. So I'm going to be using Photoshop. I'm not very good at making logos, but I think any website that you do should have one. So I'm going to do my best to come up with something quick. I'm sure those who are designers right now are cringing once they see what I'm going to come up with. But anyway, I'm just going to try, okay? Um, I'm using Photoshop CS2. Believe it or not, Adobe is providing this for free right now on their website. They say it's to support legacy, like if someone has like old files in order for them to be able to open those files still, because new versions don't support it or something like that. But anyway, they have it there for free, so I downloaded it and installed it on this machine. I have a newer version on a different machine, but yeah, anyway. So here I'm just trying to, since our blog is called Scratch Blog, hopefully I'll try to find a domain name for something like that so we can complete the project. But anyway, Scratch Blog, it's there, and I'm gonna do my best to come up with a good design, something to look, decent. It's not gonna look amazing, but hey, if you want a great logo, you're gonna have to hire a designer. But if you want to do things for yourself, you can do like open something like that, like in Photoshop, and try to do something small. Or there's other applications you can use. You can use GIMP, or the other one that's directly competing with Photoshop. I think it's called Krita. I haven't got to using it yet, but I'm gonna test this soon and see how it is. For me, like I'm mostly familiar with Photoshop. Like I know where everything is. I mean, but you can do the exact same things in GIMP or any other software. Um, but it all depends on what you're mostly familiar with. Anyway, so as you can see, I'm trying to do the logo here, adding some little scratches. I thought since it's called Scratchbook, I don't even know, sorry, not Scratchbook, Scratch Blog, and I'm not sure why I chose that name, but oh right, yeah, we're creating a blog from scratch. Yeah, so here is my poor attempt to make some scratches on the thing, but didn't work out so well. But you know, it's something. It's gonna be like, okay, the main reason I'm using this is I'm gonna try to make it simple enough to be like square, and we can also use the same image to uh, create like an icon for our website. There's these fave icons. I'm not gonna be doing it in this video, but I'm gonna show you that since it's like a quick process. If we have like the image completed, that's all that matters. Anyway, right now I'm using Photoshop export tool like to save for the web. So basically saves a little file, like this file as small as possible to be able to serve it faster on the web. So yeah, that's a really neat tool that I discovered. Well, I discovered a few years ago. So yeah, I always do that. That's how I save my files now. Uh, yeah, so now that I saved it, I'm gonna add it on our website. All I need, we already had a tag for the image. So all we need to do now is add the source. And I'm adding that right now. Let's see how it looks like. Yeah, that's it. I mean, it's not well positioned, but it's there. That's it. That's our logo. Anybody who sees this logo now will recognize it. Will know that it's from Scratch Blog. untitled.com. I don't think that's available. I checked that name and yeah, it's parked and it costs like $3,000. I don't need that. I'm just gonna create some random variation and hopefully just purchase that. Yeah, so yeah, I made it a little bigger and gonna try to align it more because it kind of looks weird. Um, yeah, even that is better. Like just moving it a little bit down and hopefully, and moving up the text in the bottom, the motto. That will make more sense because right now it seems to be offline, off the line, or how do you say it? Anyway, yeah, that looks better. 1 pixel, that's weird, but anyway, it worked for now. So yeah, that's it for the. We have a little blog logo now, and yeah, just gonna fix a little bit the padding to make sure there is enough space. Like I said, I like to have space everywhere. Anyway, that's it for that part. So now, since we're gonna be creating a second page, I'm gonna start by writing another blog post. I know a lot of people find this process a little weird, but I think that's the best way because we need to focus on the thing we want people to read. Our main goal here is to make sure when people come on our website that we can share our ideas with them. So our way of currently sharing ideas is through text. So that's what we need to focus on. Let's forget about design and all these things. Those things come after. Let's focus on writing something for the users and you know whatever your blog is supposed to be about. That's what you need to focus on. Just write that. That's why a lot of times when people tell me, oh, I need a website, what I tell them is what do you want to do really? They tell me how they want to share some things with people. I say just get a WordPress blog. You don't need to fight yourself fight with code. You don't need that. Just do directly what you want. Like what you want is share your ideas and use WordPress or Joomla or any other provider that's out there. Just use that. So that's why when I do things on my own, I focus on writing the content first. And I use this type of editor that has basically no distraction. Like you can see, if you haven't watched part 1, I highly recommend you do. But this editor is called gedit. It's kind of like Notepad with a little more features. I mean, it's the bare minimum. It doesn't distract you, and right here I can focus. Even if I have some typos and anything like that, it doesn't correctly automatically. It has like if you go on the tools, it does have that option. But anyway, I don't really care about that. All I want is to be able to write and having nothing disturb me. And yeah, I'm gonna make this text available later, so others you can either be like an external file or just check it directly on the website, but I'm gonna make it available. So I use a LibreOffice to do some editing because it has this nice formatting. But at this point, I don't need to write anymore. I'm just editing, making sure everything is the way I want it. And well, I should have fast forwarded this part because I'm just reading and making sure everything is correct. Yeah, I think it's correct. We can move on. Good. So next step will be to convert this into a page. We already have one page. We can simply copy everything from there. Yeah, I'm creating a new page called post2.html. I'm just gonna copy everything from here, from the first page we had, the previous page we had, paste it, and just gonna change the titles and call it part 2. Yeah, remove the old text and yeah, write part 2 over here also. Change the date, that's important to know that it's today that we're writing. Yeah, and yeah, I'm gonna delete that text. Yeah, I forgot first paragraph, but yeah, I'm gonna need that. Just yeah, okay. So now I'm gonna paste all this blog post I just wrote and make sure I add my p tags in front of everything. P tag is for paragraph. Um, I'm just gonna like in HTML, anything you open which looks like this, like, you know, the brackets P in between, and then we use this HTML tag to close it. So anything you open, you have to close it. I know like in HTML5 there's some stuff that are not required to be closed, but I always close anything. Like I don't gamble. I just close everything. Doesn't hurt, but yeah, I just do it. Okay, anyway, we're gonna test page 2, and there you go. We have part 2, text, and it looks good. And yeah, I guess I'm gonna be adding an image here also. Just, you know, it's nice like after some text to have an image, like to have the reader rest for a second. Like if you have so much text and nobody can like you get lost sometimes, you like just read a little bit and then there's just so much text, so you need like something to counter that weight of too much text. So yeah, I'm gonna add a beach bum picture right here, and yeah. Anyway, I'm going to show you on the next slide. Okay, so we have our page 2. Okay, next thing we need to do will be, since we have 2 pages now, it'll be a good idea to have like a way to go from page 1 to page 2 and so on. And the best way to do that is to add navigation. I'm not gonna automatically start with creating some like a link to the other page, but I'm gonna do something that's popular. Like we have like most on navigation, usually you have a home button, something that brings you back to the home page. And yeah, I'm gonna start with creating a simple home button. And as you can see, I usually create my HTML first, not with CSS. I do one at a time. And okay, now I'm getting to the CSS. You can see I have saved some colors in there because I have like a small idea of how my navigation is supposed to look like. Yeah, I misspelled with. Go back up there. Oh, mistake. Yeah. So I'm gonna create everything like the navigation basically. Here I made a little mistake. I ruined that was kind of annoying when I was working on it. When I pressed the page up button, I pressed a single character and I broke some other CSS, and took me a little while to understand what is happening. So here you see I'm struggling, not knowing exactly what went wrong. Oh, that's another interesting part also. Like when I make some elements float, because I make each element of my navigation float, and you know, after the float I always add a clear. Okay, so you can see here I'm struggling, not knowing exactly what went wrong, trying to see why is that little section became like so small. The title became so small and I didn't know why. Eventually, like, the problem was I entered an extra character right there, and yeah, that was it. Modified the class name by mistake. Anyway, so we're getting back at it right now. Let's see what's happening. Yeah, just formatting the navigation to make it look good, look consistent with the rest of the website. I kind of this part I actually did it first before recording it, to make sure like I have a decent design, because it's kind of hard to come up with a design right away, and especially something that's not complicated, because it's very easy to derail and do like a lot of CSS. As you can see, this CSS is kind of small. I'm like around 180 some line. Oh no, sorry, 105 lines. So yeah, you can see I just trying like box shadow. That's a CSS3 property, which isn't supported in old browsers, but it doesn't matter. All I care about is that, you know, actually even old browsers, when they come in, they can select this part and it looks okay. So yeah, that's it. I created the navigation. Now we have a navigation, and I added a link over there. As you can see, I have the home button and the about button. Yeah. Anyway, so you see, when I created this navigation, I had to go and create it also on the home page. Like, so I have to, sorry, not homepage, on the other pages. Each page needs to have like the exact code in there. Otherwise it doesn't work. Yeah. So since I added a link for about us, I just call it about.html. I thought it would be nice to actually create a page. So I'm gonna create something really quick just to write something about me. Like in your case, you're gonna write something about yourself, of course. And there's one thing I usually see on websites, even when it's one person who is in charge of a website, you often see the word we. We do this. We are a company. No, I mean, I think people are afraid to say that it's one person. So you want to give that illusion that a lot of people are involved. But no, it's fine. You can just do something on your own and own it. Basically, just say, yeah, I did this, I did that. It's your website. I mean, yeah, it's not every day that someone's gonna come and quote you. So might as well be the one saying I on this in this place. It's your website. So yeah. Here I'm giving a quick intro about what this website is about, and basically it's a blog created from scratch on YouTube. Basically, having people follow it. So basically, you can follow along. I know this video is kind of sped up, but you can always pause it and see what is happening. And very soon I'll be including all the files for each part. For example, part 1, I'll have a zip file that includes everything that we used, and part 2 and so on. But at some point I'll just have it hosted on its own, like it's going to be a website on its own where you can go and access all this material. So it will kind of be like a meta website, a website about the website. You can see basically everything you're going to be watching on YouTube will be available to you directly. You can go on the actual website and just check the page source and you'll see all the code. So yeah, we're still in the beginning phase. Like this is part 2, and we're still in just writing HTML and CSS. No JavaScript yet. We're gonna get there. I mean, here's the thing. I don't use JavaScript unless I need it, because a lot of times people just think, oh, you need to put HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Those technologies are tied. But you have to think about it. Why do I need each? And if you've been following, now you know that I don't use anything redundant. Like, look at that. We're writing on a text editor, a simple text editor. So yeah, that's my philosophy. Just do the important stuff. The rest will come. You know, I know a lot of developers here cringe because why don't you just use this framework, or that framework is so much easier? But the thing is, I'm not trying to teach people how to use a framework. I'm trying to teach them how to build everything themselves. And once you have the experience and you can understand the advantage of a framework, then you can go ahead and use it. For now, we don't need it. Anyway, so, and like, I mean, this video is sped up. I think I took like 15 minutes to write this. So yeah, I'm just gonna do a quick editing. So you can see my process is simple. I use gedit to write my post, LibreOffice to edit it, and then I just use Sublime in this case to make it look pretty. I mean, not pretty, turn it into HTML. So same process as before. I'm just gonna change the about part, like as a title, remove the date and all that. We don't need that for the about us page. And again, I'm gonna use p tags just to create paragraphs. I started with the end this time, and I'm gonna come back to the beginning, closing it first and then opening it. That's a good idea. Always, like, when first open your tags, close your tags, then add your content. That's something I always do. Oh right, I wrote that class and I forgot to use it. So maybe on the next episode I'm gonna be using that. I wanted to write something that looks like a quote. Okay, here I just added, when you're on the About Us page, you should see the link, that's the navigation link that says About Us should be selected. So yeah. Yeah, it should look like this. And unfortunately on this video I didn't have a solution right away, but if you notice there's a problem with the link, with the navigation link. Oh, sorry, before we get to that, I'm just, there's some formatting missing on the header tags, so I'm just going to fix that real quick, make it look normal. When it takes too much time, I just use Inspector to edit it live and use that value. Yeah, anyway. So yeah, the About Me link looks so weird. It didn't want to turn blue. No, sorry, it didn't want to turn white. The problem is, it's using, I have some code to change the color of visited links to blue, and here, as you can see, I used as a solution, I use the keyword important, which I never do, but I was kind of desperate. I didn't know anything how else to fix it, so yeah, I used that. But that's not how you're going to be doing it. Instead, you're going to add a link, like a selector for visited links, and just uh, add that. Turn that white. Anyway, here right now I'm just searching for images. I'm just going to take that cookie image. That's for my blog, by the way. Um, I have a section for images, and I haven't written it yet, really, like any license, but feel free to use them. I'm gonna go ahead and change all my images to Creative Commons, so you can just use it anywhere you want. I'm not gonna sue you or anything like that. So yeah, anyway, I'm looking for images here on my own blog, and usually I try to use my own images, but every once in a while I use some stuff from Flickr, and I just put a link back to the author. Or I use Pixabay, which is public domain images, which are amazing, by the way. So when those are public domain, so I have the option to write, say who's the owner and who made the image. But anyway, it's optional. So yeah, I took pictures of the elephants and that cookie. Follow my lead. Anyway, so we're basically there. We have a second page. We have 3 pages now. That was quick. I created the second blog post and the About Me page, and it kind of looks nice. Um, of course, you can notice now things are starting to become harder because every time I make a change on one page, I have to go make sure that it is the same change on other pages, and that can be a little bit painful. That's when we start using dynamic languages. For example, when we're going to start using PHP, we'll be able to just create something, make things much easier to develop. Anyway, that's it for today. Um, I hope you learned something. You see that we created 3 pages total now, and I'm gonna make those files available for you to be able to download and play with. Um, yeah. Anyway, next time we're gonna be experimenting. Hopefully, next time I'm gonna be posting about using PHP. There's gonna be a lot of more things involved to get that running, but anyway, we're gonna do it. I promise I'm gonna teach you, and I'm going to teach you. Thank you for watching this video, and hey, feel free to subscribe so you can see new videos from me, and I'm gonna so basically you can follow up, see what else I'm doing, how else I can help you create a website. So yeah, and also don't forget to click that like button. I mean, yeah, it's kind of nice when you click that like button, other people get to see my video. You know, it's like telling YouTube, hey, you know what, this guy is doing all right, he's all right, and then yeah, they let me they show my videos to more people. So yeah, don't forget to click that, okay? All right, thank you, and you will see me next time. Bye.